And we start with a cake on your side warning tonight as it's peak deer season in the Sunflower State, and that's causing drivers problems. The Kansas Turnpike Authority says more than 700,000 deer are in the state of Kansas, and drivers should be aware. KAKE's Nick Nelson spoke with the Kansas Highway Patrol on what you should do to stay safe on the roads.
Pilar, the Kansas Highway Patrol tells us tonight that last Wednesday was the peak day for deer in the state of Kansas. It warns drivers should be extra cautious this time of year when driving. The Kansas Highway Patrol says it responded to 25 car crashes involving deer on Thursday alone. KHP Public Information Officer Trooper Ben Gardner says the daily average is much higher when local law enforcement numbers are added.
Right now, on average, across Kansas, we're probably working maybe just around 80 car deer crashes per day in our state right now, and that includes troopers, city officers, and deputies, and some wildlife and park officers taking reports.
KHP says in a Facebook post that one collision on I-70 east of Salina resulted in no injuries because the driver and passenger were wearing seatbelts and didn't swerve.
There are a handful, that do result in some sort of injury. Not significant injuries typically, unless we see someone that does swerving, or where they're swerving to miss it, making a controlled situation an uncontrolled situation, resulting in the vehicle going into the ditch, rolling at times, and striking other vehicles. So why we stress not to swerve.
Gardner says these safety precautions and others are essential in avoiding serious injuries when you encounter a deer on the road.
You're only in control of yourself and your vehicle. You can't control Mother Nature or the weather. So to make sure you put your seatbelt on and looking for these distractions, looking for these hazards, deer in particular this time of year. If you know there's deer in certain areas of your travels, to really be looking for them this time of year because they're going to be in those spaces.
Gardner adds if you do hit a deer, you should pull into a space where you're avoiding oncoming traffic and dial *47 to report the crash to KHP. Nick Nelson, KAKE News on your side.